It is the end of the day. The sun is getting low. The light coming through the windows is soft and golden. It lies in long rectangles on the floor, warm and still, like the day itself is lying down to rest. A little girl is sitting on the sofa. Her name is Clara. She is 5 years old. She has dark hair and small hands and a very serious face when she is thinking. She is thinking now. Today was a big day. Clara started at her new school. She had a new bag, a new lunchbox, new shoes that were a little stiff, and a whole new classroom full of children she had never met before. This morning felt very far away now, but Clara can still remember it. She remembers standing at the gate, holding her mother's hand very tightly, looking at all the children going in, all of them seeming to know exactly where they were going. She had not known where she was going, not at first. But her mother had walked her in, all the way to the classroom door. The teacher was standing there. She had a kind face and a yellow cardigan. She crouched down so she was the same height as Clara. "Hello," she said. "You must be Clara. We are very glad you are here." Clara had not said anything, but she had gone inside. That was something. That was quite a lot, actually. Now she is home. Her shoes are off. Her new bag is hanging on the hook by the door. Her lunchbox is on the kitchen counter, empty. She ate everything, even the cucumber. She does not really like cucumber, but she ate it anyway. Her mother is in the kitchen. Clara can hear her. The familiar sounds, the fridge opening, a pan on the cooker, water running, the sounds of home at the end of the day, the sounds that mean it is over now, you are back, everything is all right. Clara pulls her knees up to her chest on the sofa. She rests her chin on top of them. She looks out the window. The sky outside is pink and gold at the edges. The rooftops of the houses across the road are dark against it. A bird flies across the pink sky. Just one, going somewhere with purpose. Her mother comes in from the kitchen. She is drying her hands on a tea towel. She looks at Clara on the sofa. She comes and sits beside her, not saying anything yet, just sitting. Clara leans against her. Her mother is warm and solid. She smells like the kitchen and the end of the day. Clara closes her eyes for a moment. Just one moment. Her mother puts her arm around her. She pulls her in a little closer. "How was it?" she says. Not loud, just quietly, into the top of Clara's head. Clara thinks about this. She thinks about the classroom, the small chairs and the big windows, the alphabet on the wall in colourful letters, the carpet in the corner where they all sat together after lunch, the teacher reading a story. Clara had not meant to listen, but she had listened anyway. It was a good story. She thinks about the girl who sat next to her at the table. Her name was Mia. She had a pencil case shaped like a hedgehog. Clara had looked at it for a long time. Mia had noticed. She pushed it towards Clara so she could see better. Just like that. No words needed, just the pencil case sliding across the table. Clara thinks about lunch. The hall was very loud, louder than she expected. All those children and chairs and voices. She had sat at the end of the bench and unwrapped her lunchbox quietly. Her sandwich was cut in triangles. Her mother always cuts it in triangles. Seeing those triangles in the loud hall had made her feel better. Something familiar in an unfamiliar place. She thinks about the afternoon. They did drawing. The teacher gave everyone a big piece of paper and some crayons. She said, "Draw something you love." Clara had thought about this very carefully. Then she drew their cat. His name is Marmalade. He is orange and very round and very lazy. She drew him lying in a patch of sun on the kitchen floor, the way he always lies. The teacher had come round to look. She stopped at Clara's picture. She looked at it for a moment. "That is a very good cat," she said. "I can tell he is very happy." Clara had looked at her picture. She thought the teacher was right. Marmalade did look happy. "I made a friend," Clara says. Her voice is small and a little surprised, as if she had not quite planned to say it. Her mother is quiet for a moment. "Did you?" she says. Clara nods. "Her name is Mia. She has a hedgehog pencil case." Her mother squeezes her gently. "That sounds like a very good pencil case," she says. Clara nods again. "It is," she says seriously. "It really is." They sit together in the golden evening light. The sofa is soft around them. The sounds from the kitchen have gone quiet. Whatever is on the cooker is ticking along by itself now. Outside, the pink sky has deepened a little, more orange now at the edges of the rooftops. "You know what?" her mother says. Clara looks up at her. "You did really well today." Clara looks back at the window. She thinks about this. She thinks about standing at the gate this morning, how big everything seemed, how many children, how new her shoes felt. And then she thinks about going in anyway. And the yellow cardigan, and the triangles in her lunchbox, and Mia's pencil case sliding across the table, and the story on the carpet, and the drawing of Marmalade. She thinks maybe her mother is right. As if he knows he is being thought about, Marmalade appears in the doorway. He looks at them both. He blinks very slowly. Then he walks across the room and jumps onto the sofa. He turns around twice. Then he settles himself on Clara's feet. He's very heavy for a cat, but in a good way, in a warm, solid, here I am way. Clara looks down at him. His eyes are already half closed. His breathing is slow. His orange fur rises and falls gently. He has had a very hard day of sleeping and he is tired. Clara smiles. Just a small one, but it is there. Her mother reaches over and smooths Clara's hair back from her face, very gently, the way she has done since Clara was very small. Clara leans into it. Her eyes go soft. The room is full of golden light. It is on the walls and the floor and the sofa cushions. It is on Marmalade's orange fur. It makes him look even more orange than usual. It makes everything look warm and a little amber and very still. Tomorrow there will be school again, but that is tomorrow. Tomorrow is a whole night away. Right now there is only this. The sofa. Her mother beside her. Marmalade on her feet. The golden light on the walls. The smell of dinner beginning to fill the house. Clara's eyes are heavy now. Not the bad kind of heavy, the good kind. The kind that comes after a long day of doing hard things, of being brave when you did not feel very brave, of going in when you wanted to stay outside, of eating the cucumber, of drawing marmalade in the sun, of watching a pencil case slide towards you across a table and knowing that everything was going to be all right. Her mother is still beside her, warm and solid and not going anywhere. Marmalade breathes slowly on her feet. His warmth soaks through her socks, up through her legs, all the way. Outside, the sky is getting darker. The orange has gone now, just a deep, soft blue above the rooftops. The first star is there, if you look, very faint, just beginning. Clara looks at it. She's not sure if it is really a star yet, or just the sky thinking about becoming night. It does not matter. It is there. Small and pale and just beginning to shine. Like something that has decided to try. She thinks about tomorrow, not in a worried way, just a quiet wondering. Mia will be there. The hedgehog pencil case will be there. The teacher in a yellow cardigan will be there. And the big piece of paper and the crayons, and maybe another story on the carpet. She thinks she'll sit a little closer to the middle tomorrow. Not at the end of the bench, the middle. She thinks she can do that. Her eyes close. Her head rests a little heavier on her mother's arm. Her breathing slows, in and out, in and out. Her mother does not move. She sits very still. She looks at her daughter, at her dark hair, and her serious face that is not serious now, at her small hands open in her lap, at the cat on her feet, at the golden last light on the walls. You did really well today, she says again, very quietly, barely more than a breath. Not for Clara to hear, really, just to say, just because it is true. And the room holds them, warm and still and golden. And Marmalade breathes, and the star outside gets a little brighter. And the day folds itself up quietly and puts itself away. The new shoes by the door, the empty lunchbox, the drawing of a happy cat in a patch of sun, all of it folded up and kept. A day that was hard and good and real. A day that started at a gate with tight hands and ended here on a sofa in the warm with someone who is not going anywhere, saying the truest thing over and over, softly. You did really well today. You did really well. You did. There is a red bus in London. It is big and bright and very, very red. It rumbles down the street every morning. Rumble, rumble, rumble. You can feel it coming before you see it. A low, gentle shaking in the ground beneath your feet. Then it appears around the corner, tall and red and cheerful, like something that is very pleased to be a bus. A little girl is waiting at the bus stop. Her name is Rosie. She is 5 years old. She has a blue hat on her head and a small backpack on her back. Inside the backpack there is a book, a tangerine, and a very important toy rabbit named Bill. Bill goes everywhere with Rosie. This is simply how things are. Rosie's mother is standing beside her. She is holding 2 umbrellas. One big one for her, one small one for Rosie. Rosie's umbrella is yellow with white spots. She likes it very much. She opens and closes it while they wait. Her mother says her name once, gently. Rosie holds it open and keeps it open. The bus stop has a little shelter, a curved roof of clear plastic. The rain drums on it from above. Drum, 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 drum. It is a very satisfying sound. Like the rain is playing a song just for the people waiting underneath. Rosie looks down the street. No bus yet. She looks at a pigeon on the pavement nearby. It is walking in circles. She watches it for a while. It seems very busy. She wonders what it is thinking about. Probably important pigeon business. Then she hears it, that low rumble, coming from around the corner. She looks up. There it is, the big red bus, coming slowly down the wet street. Its headlights are on, even in the daytime. 2 bright eyes in the grey morning. It slows down as it reaches the stop. Hiss. The doors open. Rosie and her mother step on. Her mother taps her card on the yellow reader. Beep. Rosie watches the little light go green. She likes that part. The green light means, yes, come in, welcome aboard. The bus is warm inside, much warmer than the street. The warmth wraps around Rosie straight away. She lowers her yellow umbrella. She shakes a few drops of rain from it. She looks around. The bus is not very full this morning. An old man near the front with a newspaper, folded on his knee. 2 ladies talking quietly to each other, their voices low and soft. A boy about Rosie's age, sitting with his father, looking out the window. Everyone is quiet. Everyone is warm. The bus carries them all together through the rainy London morning. Rosie and her mother find a seat. Rosie goes to the window side. She always has the window side. Her mother does not mind. She says the view is just as good from the aisle if you know where to look. Rosie is not sure about this, but she takes the window anyway. She presses her face close to the glass. The window is a little steamy from all the warm breath inside the bus. She wipes a small circle clear with her sleeve. Now she can see perfectly. The bus pulls away from the stop. Rosie watches London go past. First, the row of houses, red brick and white windows. Each one the same, but also a little different. One has a bright blue front door. One has a window box full of late flowers, yellow and orange. One has a cat sitting on the windowsill. The cat watches the bus go past with great dignity, as cats do. Then the park. The trees along the railings are tall and dark in the rain. Their leaves are mostly gone now, just the branches reaching out, bare and beautiful. The park inside is green and wet and empty. A single jogger runs along the path. Their breath makes small clouds in the cold air. Then the shops. A greengrocer with apples and pears stacked in neat rows outside. A bookshop with a lamp glowing warm in the window. A little cafe with steamed up glass, and people is sitting inside with cups in their hands. Rosie would like to go to that cafe. She makes a note of it. She will tell her mother. Her mother is reading something on her phone. Rosie taps her on the arm. She points to the cafe as they go past. Her mother looks. She nods slowly. Maybe, she says. Rosie considers this. Maybe is not no. Maybe is quite good, actually. The bus stops again. The doors open. Hiss. A few more people get on. A woman with a very large shopping bag. She squeezes down the aisle carefully. A man in a long coat, folding his umbrella with great concentration. An older lady who says thank you to no one in particular as she finds her seat. Just thank you to the bus, to the morning, to London. Rosie likes her immediately. The doors close. Hiss. The bus rumbles on. Rosie reaches into her backpack. She takes out Bill, the rabbit. She sits him on her knee, facing the window. He should see London, too. This seems only fair. She holds him so he can look out. His ears flop forward a little. They always do. She straightens them. They flop forward again. She leaves them. Bill sees London in his own way. The bus goes over a bridge. Rosie looks down through the window. The river, wide and grey, and moving slowly below. Boats on it, far apart from each other. The water catches the light in places, little flashes of silver between the grey. Rosie watches the river until the bridge is behind them. She cranes her neck to see the last of it. Then it is gone. Just buildings again, and streets, and rain on the windows. She leans back in her seat. She holds Bill in her lap. She strokes his ears slowly. The fabric is soft and a little worn in places. The softest places are where she has stroked him the most, which is everywhere. The bus is warm and steady. It sways very gently as it turns corners, a slow rocking sway. Rosie feels it in her whole body, side to side, just slightly, like being on a very calm boat. She looks at the other passengers. The old man at the front has opened his newspaper now. He reads very slowly. His finger moves along the lines. His lips move just a little. He does not seem to be in a hurry. He has all the time in the world for his newspaper. The two ladies are still talking. Their voices are so quiet, Rosie cannot hear the words. Just the soft sound of talking, back and forth, like a gentle tennis match made entirely of whispers. The boy near the front has fallen asleep against his father's arm. His head leans to one side. His mouth is a little open. His father looks down at him for a moment, then looks back out the window. He puts his arm around the boy very gently, so as not to wake him. Rosie watches this. She looks up at her own mother. Her mother looks down at her at the same moment. They look at each other. Her mother smiles. Rosie smiles back. Outside, London keeps going past. More streets, more houses, more shops. A school with children in the playground, even in the rain. Running and shouting, their voices thin and far away through the glass. A church with a tall grey spire going up into the clouds. A market just setting up. Canvas covers the stalls, flapping in the wind. Rosie watches all of it. She does not miss a single thing. Her mother touches her arm. Next stop, she says. Rosie straightens up. She tucks Bill back into her backpack. She puts her arms through the straps. She picks up her yellow umbrella. She is ready. The bus slows down. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Then a long, slow hiss. The doors open. Rosie and her mother step off onto the pavement. The cold air is back. But it is not unpleasant. It is fresh and clean, and it wakes Rosie up completely. She opens her yellow umbrella. She turns and looks back at the bus. Its doors close. It rumbles. It pulls away slowly from the stop, getting smaller as it goes down the road. Still very red, still very cheerful, still very pleased to be a bus. Rosie watches it until it turns the corner, until the last bit of red disappears behind the buildings. Goodbye, she says, very quietly, just herself, and to Bill a little. Her mother takes her hand. They walk on together through the London morning. The rain is soft and steady. The yellow umbrella does its job perfectly. The streets are wet and shining. And somewhere behind them, Getting further away with every moment, the little red bus rumbles on. Through the grey morning, past the brick houses and the bare trees and the shops with their warm lit windows. Over the bridge and along the river and through the quiet streets, carrying its passengers, warm and safe, through the rainy city, rumbling on, the way it always does, the way it always will, through every London morning, every rainy day, every grey and golden and ordinary and extraordinary day. Still going, still red, still warm inside, still rumbling gently through the heart of the old city, on and on and on. On the corner of a quiet street in London, there is a bakery. It is not a very big bakery. It has one window at the front and one green door that is always slightly open, even in winter, even in the rain, because of the smell. The smell comes out of that open door all day long. Warm bread and butter and sugar and something that has just come out of the oven. It drifts down the street in both directions. It turns the corner. It goes into the park across the road. It finds people who are not even thinking about bread, and it makes them think about bread. A little boy lives 3 streets away. His name is Sam. He is 5 years old. He has brown eyes and a gap where his front tooth used to be. The new tooth is coming in now. He can feel it with his tongue if he tries. He tries quite often. Every Saturday morning, Sam and his father walk to the bakery on the corner. This is a very important tradition. Sam has been doing it since he was so small his father carried him. Now he walks all by himself. His father walks beside him. They take the long way round, past the park, past the post box, past the house with the black cat on the gatepost. Today is Saturday. Sam is already up. He is sitting at the kitchen table in his pajamas. He is eating cereal, but not very enthusiastically. He is saving room. This is very important. You must always save room on bakery morning. His father comes downstairs. He is dressed already. He has his jacket on. He raises his eyebrows at Sam. Sam raises his back. This means, yes, ready, let's go. Sam goes upstairs very quickly and gets dressed. Jumper, trousers, socks. He sits on the floor to put his shoes on. He does the laces himself now. It takes a moment, but he gets it right. Both of them. He stands up and looks at them. Very good. His father is waiting at the bottom of the stairs. He holds out Sam's coat. Sam puts it on. His father does the zip all the way up to the top. There, his father says, weatherproof. They go out the front door together. The morning air is cold and clean. It has been raining overnight. The pavement is dark and wet. The puddles along the curb are still and grey. The sky above the rooftops is white and close. Sam puts his hands in his pockets. His fingers find something in the left one. a conker. From last week, he had forgotten about it. He holds it in his fist. It is smooth and cool. He keeps it there as they walk. They go past the park. The gates are open. Inside, the grass is very wet. Drops of water hang from every railing. A man is walking a very small dog along the path. The dog has enormous ears for its size. Sam watches it carefully as they pass. The dog watches Sam back. They go past the postbox. It is red and round and has been standing on this corner longer than anyone can remember. Sam's father tells him this every Saturday. Sam nods every Saturday. It is part of the tradition. They go past the house with the black cat. The cat is in its usual spot, right on top of the stone gatepost, sitting very straight, tail wrapped around its feet, eyes half closed. It looks at Sam. Sam looks at it. Neither of them says anything. This is also part of the tradition. Then they turn the corner, and there it is, the bakery. The green door is open. The window is lit up warm inside, and the smell, oh, the smell. It reaches Sam before he even gets close. Warm and sweet and buttery, like the best kind of morning distilled into something you can breathe. He breathes it in deeply, all the way down. They push open the green door and step inside. A little bell rings above the door. Ding! It always does. Sam looks up at it every time. A small brass bell on a spring. It has been there forever. It knows everyone who comes in. The bakery is warm and bright inside. The walls are cream-coloured. There are 3 small tables with chairs. A long glass counter runs along one side, and behind the counter, on shelves and trays and boards, the bread. So much bread. Round loaves and long loaves and small rolls in rows. Plated loaves with a shine on top. Seeded loaves with dark nutty tops. And on the shelf above, the pastries. Croissants, curled and golden. Jam tarts with their bright centres. Iced buns, very white, very soft. Cinnamon swirls round as clocks. Sam stands at the counter and looks. He takes his time. This is allowed. This is expected. His father stands beside him and waits. He's also looking. He takes his time too. Good morning. A woman comes through from the back. She has flour on her apron and on one cheek. She does not seem to know about the cheek. Her name is Mrs. Baxter. She has been here every Saturday for as long as Sam can remember. She smells of bread and warmth and hard work. Good morning, Sam, she says. She always remembers his name. He stands a little straighter when she says it. What will it be today then? She asks. She rests her hands on the counter and looks at him very seriously, as if this is the most important question of the morning, which it rather is. Sam looks at the cinnamon swirls. He looks at the iced buns. He looks at the jam tarts. He looks at the cinnamon swirls again. The cinnamon swirl, please, he says. Mrs. Baxter nods approvingly. Good choice, she says. She always says this, but Sam believes her every time. She picks up a square of paper and lifts the cinnamon swirl from the tray. She wraps it carefully. She hands it to Sam. He takes it in both hands. It is warm through the paper, soft and a little heavy. He holds it the way you hold something precious. His father orders a loaf of the seeded bread and 2 croissants. Mrs. Baxter wraps everything carefully. She puts it all in a brown paper bag. She folds the top down twice. Very neat. His father pays. Sam watches the coins go into Mrs. Baxter's hands. She puts them in the till. The till makes a satisfying sound when it opens and when it closes. Ching! Thank you, says Sam's father. Thank you very much, says Sam. Come again, says Mrs. Baxter. She means it. She always means it. The little bell rings as they go out. Ting! Goodbye, it says. See you next Saturday. Outside, the air is cold again, but Sam does not mind. He has his cinnamon swirl. He holds it against his chest as they walk. He can feel the warmth of it through his coat. They find their bench. There is a bench just down from the bakery beside a small tree. The tree has lost most of its leaves now, but its branches make a nice shape against the white sky. Sam and his father always sit here. Sam unwraps his cinnamon swirl carefully. He peels back the paper. There it is, round and golden and smelling of cinnamon and warm sugar. The spiral in the middle is the best part. He always saves it for last. This is his system. He has given it considerable thought. He takes a bite from the outside edge. Oh, it is soft and warm and sweet. The cinnamon is not too strong, just enough, just right. He chews slowly. He looks at the street. His father has his croissant. He takes a large bite. Flakes of pastry fall onto his jacket. He brushes them off. Some fall on Sam instead. Sam brushes them off too. His father says sorry. He does not look very sorry. Sam does not mind. They sit together on the bench. The street is quiet on a Saturday morning. A woman walks past with a pushchair. The baby inside is asleep. A man cycles past slowly. His basket has vegetables in it. 2 children run ahead of their parents on the other side of the road. London on a Saturday morning is a particular kind of London. Slower, easier. Like the city has had a good rest and is taking its time waking up. Sam likes this London very much. He eats his way around the cinnamon swirl patiently, bite by bite, getting closer to the middle. His father finishes his croissant. He starts on the second one. He offers Sam a piece. Sam shakes his head. He is committed to the swirl. A sparrow lands near their feet. It hops towards them hopefully. Sam breaks off a very small piece of pastry. He places it on the ground near his shoe. The sparrow eyes it. Eyes Sam. Eyes it again. Then hops forward quickly and takes it. It hops away, eats it, comes back. Sam breaks off another piece, then another. His father watches. He says nothing. He just watches his son feeding a sparrow on a cold Saturday morning outside a bakery in London. Eventually, Sam reaches the middle of the swirl, the spiral centre. He looks at it for a moment, then he eats it in one bite. He closes his eyes while he chews, just for a moment. His father looks at him. "Good?" he asks. Sam opens his eyes. He nods once, very seriously. "Very good," he says. They sit for a little while longer. The sparrow has gone. The street is still quiet. The white sky sits low over the rooftops. The bare tree beside the bench makes its nice shape against it. Sam's father puts the brown paper bag between them. The seeded loaf is inside. It smells good, even through the paper. They will have it for lunch with soup. Sam's mother will make the soup. She is probably making it right now, at home, in the warm kitchen. Sam thinks about this, the soup and the bread and the warm kitchen. He thinks about his mother at the cooker, stirring something, tasting it, adding something, tasting again. She is very particular about soup. He looks at the bakery on the corner. The green door is still open. The warm smell is still coming out. Mrs. Baxter is probably behind the counter now, helping someone else with their Saturday morning. Little bell ringing, ting, every time. Sam puts the cinnamon swirl wrapper in his pocket. He finds the conker again. He holds both of them. The paper wrapper and the smooth conker. One warm, one cool. He holds them as they stand up from the bench. His father picks up the brown paper bag. He holds out his other hand. Sam takes it. They walk back through the quiet Saturday streets, past the tree with a nice shape, past the postbox on its corner, past the house with a black cat. The cat is still there, still sitting straight, still watching. Sam looks at it as they pass. The cat looks back. It blinks once, very slowly, very deliberately. Sam blinks back. This, he thinks, is a very good Saturday. They turn into their street. Their house is at the end. The curtains are open now. He can see the light on in the kitchen. His mother sees them coming from the window. She lifts her hand. Sam lifts his. The brown paper bag swings gently as they walk towards home. The smell of the bakery is still on Sam's coat. He will smell it all the way through lunch. Maybe all day. Behind them, 3 streets away on the corner of a quiet London road, the green door is still open. The little bell is still ringing. Ting! Ting! One person coming in, one person going out. Mrs. Baxter wrapping things carefully in paper. The loaves on their shelves, the pastries on their trays, the warm smell going out the door and down the street and around the corner and into the park. Finding people, telling them, come. It is Saturday morning. There is fresh bread on the corner and it is warm and it is good. And it will be there next Saturday too. And the one after that and the one after that. Always on and on. The little bell ringing, the green door open, the warm smell finding its way through the cold London air. Still going, still there, still warm. It is raining in London today. Little drops of rain are falling from the sky. Tap, tap, tap. They land on the windows. They land on the rooftops. They land on the puddles in the street. And every time they land on a puddle, they make a little circle, a perfect little circle. Then another one, then another. Come and listen. Can you hear the rain? Tap, tap, tap. It is a very gentle sound. like the rain is knocking softly, saying hello to London. London is a very old city. It has seen a great many rainy days. The old buildings do not mind the rain. The red brick walls just get a little darker, a little shinier. They look very handsome in the rain. The streets are quiet this morning. Most people have stayed inside. The curtains in the houses are still drawn. Warm yellow light glows behind them. It looks very cozy from outside. Like each house is keeping a little secret warmth. On one street, there is a small boy. His name is George. He is 4 years old. He is standing at the window of his house. His nose is pressed against the glass. The glass is cold. He can feel it on the top of his nose. He watches a raindrop run down the outside of the window. It starts at the top. It runs down slowly. Then it meets another raindrop. And they run down together, faster now, all the way to the bottom. George follows them with his finger on the inside of the glass. He does this for a long time. His grandmother is in the kitchen. He can hear her moving about. The soft sound of a cupboard opening, the click of the kettle, the particular sound the kettle makes when the water inside starts to warm. A low, comfortable hum. George knows what comes after the kettle. Tea. His grandmother makes tea every morning. She has a brown teapot that is older than George's father. She says it makes better tea than any other pot in the world. George believes her. He leaves the window and pads into the kitchen in his socks. The kitchen floor is warm. His grandmother has a small rug in front of the cooker. The rug is red and a little faded. George stands on it. He can feel the warmth coming up through his socks. "Good morning," his grandmother says. She does not look up from the teapot, but she smiles. George can tell even from behind. She has a particular way her shoulders go when she smiles. He has always known it. She pours the tea. The steam rises up slowly. It curls in the kitchen air. It smells warm and a little smoky and very much like morning. George breathes it in. His grandmother puts his cup on the table. Not tea for George, hot chocolate. She makes it with warm milk and a little cocoa and 1 small spoon of honey. He wraps both hands round the cup. It is just the right amount of warm. Not too hot, just enough to feel good all the way through his hands. They sit together at the kitchen table. The rain taps on the window above the sink. Tap, tap, tap. His grandmother looks out at the garden. The garden is very wet. The bird bath is full to the brim and overflowing a little. The roses are nodding their heads in the rain. A robin lands on the garden wall. It is very small and very round. Its red chest is bright, even in the grey morning light. It sits very still. It looks at the garden. It looks at the rain. It does not seem to mind either one. "Look," says George. His grandmother looks. They both watch the robin without speaking. It stays for a little while, then it is gone over the wall and away. After hot chocolate, George's grandmother suggests toast. George thinks this is an excellent idea. She puts 2 thick slices of bread in the toaster. George watches the toaster very carefully. This is important work. Someone must watch the toaster. When the toast jumps up, George jumps up too. He always does. Every single time. His grandmother laughs. George laughs too. She butters the toast while it is still hot. The butter melts quickly. It goes into all the little holes in the bread. She cuts each slice in half, corner to corner. 2 triangles. George always has triangles. Triangles are the correct shape for toast. This is something he knows for certain. He takes a bite. The toast is crispy on the outside, soft and warm in the middle. The butter is salty and good. He chews slowly and looks out at the rainy garden. The robin has come back. It is sitting in exactly the same spot on the wall, as if it never left. After breakfast, George goes to find his boots. They are by the front door, red boots with a small frog on the side of each one. He puts them on himself. It takes a little while to get the left one right, but he manages. He is getting very good at boots. His grandmother helps him with his coat. It is yellow, like a daffodil. She does up the buttons from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. She smooths down the collar. There, she says. Very smart. She puts on her own coat. Her coat is dark blue and long. She buttons it up too. She wraps a scarf around her neck. It is soft and green and smells like her wardrobe. George likes that smell. She opens the front door. The cold air comes in straight away, and the smell of the rain. That particular smell that rain makes on old London streets. Stone and earth and something clean and ancient. George takes a big breath of it. It goes all the way down into his chest. They step outside together. The rain is lighter now, just a soft drizzle. It lands on George's face in tiny drops. He looks up at the sky. The sky is pale grey and very close, like a soft ceiling over the whole city. George steps off the front step, straight into a puddle. Splash! He looks down at it. The water has gone up the side of his red boot. He looks up at his grandmother. She raises one eyebrow. He grins. He steps into it again. Splash! They walk down the street together. His grandmother holds his hand. Her hand is warm inside her glove. His hand is warm inside his. Their fingers hold each other through the wool. The street is very quiet, just the sound of the rain on the pavement and their footsteps, and the occasional car going past slowly. Its tyres making a soft, wet sound on the road, like a long, slow shh. They pass the flower shop. The flowers are outside even in the rain, buckets and buckets of them, yellow and white and purple and deep red. Their petals have drops of water on them, each drop sitting perfectly still on the petal, round and clear like a tiny glass marble. George stops to look. He looks at one yellow flower very closely. There are 3 drops of water on it. He counts them. 1, 2, 3. His grandmother waits. She is good at waiting. They pass the bakery. Oh, the smell. Even in the rain, the smell comes out through the door. Warm bread and butter and something sweet. George slows down. He looks through the steamed up window. He can just see the shapes of loaves inside. Rows and rows of them, golden and round and good. Maybe on the way home, his grandmother says. George nods seriously. Yes, on the way home. This is agreed. They walk on, down toward the park. The park in the rain is a different place, quieter. The paths are dark and wet. The trees drip steadily, drop, drop, drop. From the very tips of their branches, each drop hanging for a moment, then letting go. The grass is very green, greener than usual. Rain does that to grass, makes it a deeper, richer green, like the colour has been turned up just slightly. They find their bench. It is a little wet. His grandmother takes a small cloth from her bag. She wipes the bench dry. She always has a small cloth. George does not know how. She just always does. They sit down. The park is almost empty. Just one man walking a dog in the distance. The dog has a red coat on. It bounces along the path, very pleased with everything. George watches the dog until it disappears around the bend in the path. Then he looks at the trees, then at the sky, then at the puddle on the path in front of him. The rain is making circles in it still. Small, perfect circles, appearing and disappearing, one after another after another. He could watch this for a very long time, and he does. His grandmother hums something quietly beside him, a tune without words, low and soft. It mixes with the sound of the rain, and the dripping trees, and the distant sound of London going about its day. George leans against her arm. She is solid and warm, even through the coats. He rests his head on her sleeve. She keeps humming. The rain keeps falling. The circles keep appearing in the puddle, one after another, on and on. After a while, they walk back, past the green park, past the dripping trees, past the flower shop and the drops of water sitting perfectly on the yellow petals, and into the bakery. The warmth inside the bakery is extraordinary. It wraps around George immediately, like stepping into something kind. The smell is even better inside. His grandmother buys a small loaf and 2 biscuits, one for George, one for her. They walk home in the rain. George holds the paper bag It is warm in his hands. He can feel the warmth of the bread through the paper. He holds it carefully. Back inside, his grandmother helps him off with his coat. 4 buttons. 3, 2, 1. His boots go back by the door. The frog on the left one is a little muddy. George looks at it. His grandmother looks at it. Neither of them says anything. He goes back to the window in his socks again. The rain is still falling outside. Tap, tap, tap. The puddles are still there, still making their little circles. His grandmother brings him his biscuit on a small plate. He takes it and turns back to the window. He takes a bite. It is sweet and crumbly and very, very good. Outside, the robin is back on the garden wall, sitting in the rain as if it is the most natural thing in the world. Its red chest is bright. Its small black eye looks at the garden. George looks at the robin. The robin does not look back, but that is all right. The rain falls on London, on the rooftops and the pavements and the puddles and the roses in the garden, on the park benches and the flower buckets and the bakery window, on the old red brick walls that have seen so many rainy days, on everything, gently all afternoon. And inside, a small boy in socks stands at a warm window, eating a biscuit, watching a robin, listening to the rain, tap, tap, tap. And somewhere in the kitchen, a kettle is beginning to hum again, and the smell of tea is moving slowly through the warm house. And the afternoon is soft and grey and full of good things. And London is doing what London has always done on rainy days, carrying on quietly, kindly, with a robin on the wall and circles in the puddles and warmth behind every curtained window. On and on, through the soft grey afternoon, through the gentle rain, through the very old, very kind, very rainy city. Still tapping, still warm, still going. There is a garden party today, in a garden 2 streets away, with a yellow gate and a long green lawn and bunting strung between the trees. Pink and white and yellow triangles, moving gently in the warm afternoon air. A little boy is standing at the window. His name is Thomas. He is 4 years old. He has light brown hair and very neat ears and a habit of holding the hem of his jumper when he is not sure about something. He is holding it now. The party is for his neighbour. Her name is Anna. She is turning 5 today. Thomas has known Anna his whole life. They have played together many times, in the garden, in the park, on the pavement, outside their houses with chalk. But that is just the 2 of them. Today, there will be many children. Children Thomas does not know. Lots of voices, lots of faces, lots of everything. He can see the garden from the window, the bunting moving in the breeze. Some children already there, running across the lawn. He watches them. They seem very easy about it all, very comfortable, as if parties are simple things. Thomas is not sure parties are simple things. His mother comes into the room. She looks at him at the window. She does not say, "Hurry up." She does not say, "You will be fine." She just comes and stands beside him. She looks out at the garden too. "There is bunting," she says. Thomas nods. "Pink and white and yellow," he says. She nods. "Those are good colours for bunting," she says. They stand together for a moment, just looking. His mother crouches down beside him. She looks at him carefully, the way she does when she is really looking. Not just glancing, really seeing. "Butterflies," she says. Thomas considers this. He looks at his tummy. "A little bit," he says. His mother nods slowly. "That makes sense," she says. "New people are a big thing." Thomas looks at her. She is not trying to make the butterflies go away. She is just saying they make sense. This helps somehow. More than making them go away would. "Do you know what?" his mother says. "When I was little, I felt shy too." Thomas looks at her. He finds this very hard to believe. His mother seems like someone who has never been shy in her life. "Really?" he says. "Really?" she says. "At parties? At new places? Sometimes just walking into a room full of people?" "What did you do?" Thomas asks. His mother thinks about this. "I held someone's hand," she says, "until I felt ready, and then I let go." Thomas thinks about this. He looks back at the garden. The bunting is still moving. The children are still running. One of them has a balloon on a string, red. It bobs above her as she runs. "Can I hold your hand?" Thomas says, "for a bit." His mother holds out her hand. He takes it. They go out the front door together. The afternoon air is warm and smells of cut grass and somewhere, faintly, of something sweet being cooked. The street is quiet, just the sound of the party 2 houses down. Voices and music, and a particular happy sound of children outside on a summer afternoon. Thomas holds his mother's hand. He does not hold it very tight, just enough, just the right amount. They walk slowly, past the postbox, past the house with the roses along the fence, past the blue car that is always parked in the same spot. 2 houses. Does not take long. The yellow gate is open. Thomas stops at it. He looks in. The garden is bigger than it looked from the window. The lawn goes quite far back. There are tables along one side with food on them, sandwiches and crisps and small cakes with pink icing. And in the middle of everything, Anna. She is wearing a yellow dress. She has a paper crown on her head. She is laughing at something. Her whole face is laughing, even her eyes. She sees Thomas at the gate. She stops laughing. She waves, a big, uncomplicated wave. "Thomas," she says, "you came." Thomas lifts his free hand and waves back. A smaller wave, but it is there. Anna runs over. She stops just in front of him. She looks at him and then at his mother and then back at him. Come and see the cake, she says. It has a rabbit on it. Thomas looks at his mother. She smiles. She does not push. She just smiles. He looks back at Anna. A rabbit, he says. Anna nods very seriously. A white one, she says, with a pink nose. Thomas steps through the yellow gate. He is still holding his mother's hand, but he steps through. They walk across the lawn together. The grass is soft underfoot, a little longer than it should be, the way garden grass gets in summer. It brushes the tops of Thomas's shoes. Anna walks ahead of them towards the table with the cake. She knows exactly where she is going. She weaves between the other children easily. Thomas watches her. The cake is on the table at the far end. It is white and round and quite tall. And on the top, just as Anna said, a rabbit, white, with a little pink nose made of icing. Its ears are very long. It sits in a small nest of green icing grass. Thomas looks at it for a long time. It is an excellent rabbit. He says so. Anna looks very pleased. I helped choose it, she says. A boy comes to stand beside Thomas. He is about the same age. He has red shoes and a striped jumper. He is also looking at the rabbit on the cake. Good rabbit, he says, to no one in particular. Thomas nods. Very good rabbit, he agrees. They stand there together for a moment. Two boys looking at a cake rabbit. Then the boy in the red shoes looks at Thomas. Do you want to see the worm I found? He says. Thomas considers this. Yes, he says. All right. And just like that, they walk off together across the lawn. Thomas looks back at his mother once. She is standing near the gate still. She gives him a small nod. He turns back and keeps walking. The boy's name is Jack. He found the worm near the flower bed at the back of the garden. He has put it carefully in a small pile of earth beside the roses. They crouch down and look at it together. It moves very slowly, in no particular direction. Thomas watches it. The garden sounds go on around him, voices and music and the occasional burst of laughter. But down here, crouching in the grass, it is quieter. Just him and Jack and the worm going about its business. Thomas's tummy is not doing the butterfly thing anymore. He checks. No, it is just a normal tummy now. He is not sure when that happened, but it did. They stay by the roses for a while. Jack tells Thomas about worms. He knows quite a lot about worms. Thomas listens. He learns several new things. Then Anna finds them. She has 2 cups of juice, one for each of them. Orange juice in paper cups. She hands them over very carefully so they do not spill. They sit on the grass together, the 3 of them drinking their orange juice. The bunting moves above them, pink and white and yellow. The afternoon goes on. There are games on the lawn. Thomas does not win any of them, but he plays. That is something. That is quite a lot. There is a moment late in the afternoon when Thomas looks around the garden, at the children on the lawn, at Anna in her yellow dress and paper crown, at Jack in his red shoes, at the tables with the food and the cake and the excellent rabbit, at the bunting moving gently in the warm air. He thinks about this morning, standing at the window, holding his jumper hem, butterflies, and here he is now, in the garden, with orange juice and a new friend who knows about worms. He did not stop feeling shy all at once. It just got smaller, slowly, without him really noticing, until it was just a small, quiet thing at the back of the afternoon. Not gone, just smaller. His mother comes to find him as the afternoon grows golden. She walks across the lawn towards him. He sees her coming. He waves. She waves back. "Good," she says when she reaches him. Thomas thinks about it properly, about the gate and the lawn and the worm and Jack and the orange juice and the bunting. "Good," he says. They say goodbye to Anna. "Happy birthday," says Thomas. Anna puts her arms around him briefly, very briefly. She is already turning to the next thing. That is Anna. She has always been like that. "Come back tomorrow," she calls after them. "We still have cake." Thomas and his mother walk home. Through the yellow gate, down the street, past the blue car and the roses and the postbox. Thomas does not hold his mother's hand this time. He walks beside her, his hands in his pockets. The street is warm and quiet in the late afternoon sun. Long shadows lie across the pavement. A blackbird is singing somewhere above them, clear and easy and very fine. Thomas listens to it as he walks. He thinks about Jack and the worm. He thinks about the rabbit on the cake. He thinks about standing at the yellow gate this afternoon, the butterflies in his tummy, and going in anyway. That was the one thing, he thinks, going in anyway. Even with the butterflies, even holding someone's hand. Going in. They reach their front door. His mother puts the key in the lock. The door opens. The house smells like home, warm and familiar and exactly right. Thomas steps inside. He takes off his shoes. He puts them neatly by the door. His mother comes in behind him. She puts her hand on his shoulder for a moment, just a moment. Then she goes to the kitchen. Thomas goes to the sitting room window. He looks out at the street. The golden afternoon light is on everything. The roses on the fence across the road. The blue car. The post box. 2 streets away, the party is still going on. He can just hear it if he listens. Very faint, voices and music. The happy sound of an afternoon that is not quite finished yet. Thomas listens for a moment. Then he goes to find his mother in the kitchen. Later, when dinner is done and the kitchen is tidy and the sky outside has turned deep blue, Thomas is in bed. His room is quiet. The curtains are closed. A thin line of light comes under the door from the hall. He is lying on his back. His hands are on top of the blanket. His eyes are open, looking at the ceiling. He thinks about the party, about the gate, about the butterflies, about his mother's hand, about Jack's red shoes and the worm that went in no particular direction, about Anna's paper crown, about orange juice in a paper cup on a warm lawn. He thinks about tomorrow. Anna said there was still cake. He thinks he will go. He thinks he will knock on the yellow gate himself. He thinks he can do that. The butterflies might come back. They might. That is all right. They can come. He knows what to do now. You hold someone's hand until you are ready, and then you let go. His eyes are heavy. The ceiling is soft and dark above him. The line of light under the door is warm and steady. Outside, somewhere in the dark garden, the blackbird has gone quiet. All the birds have gone quiet now. The street is still. The bunting 2 houses away is still too, hanging in the dark, pink and white and yellow. Not moving, just resting, the way everything rests at the end of a warm day. Thomas breathes in, he breathes out. His hands are soft on the blanket. His tummy is calm. No butterflies now. Just the good, heavy feeling of a day that was hard at the beginning and warm at the end. He thinks of the worm one more time, going in no particular direction, very slowly, very calmly, just going. He smiles, just a small one, in the dark, for no one but himself. And the room is still. And the light under the door is steady. And somewhere in the quiet house, his mother is moving softly about, doing the last small things of the evening. The sounds of a house settling into night, familiar and close and good. And Thomas is here, warm in his bed, at the end of a day he was not sure about this morning, a day that asked something of him. And he gave it, quietly, in his own way, in his own time. The butterflies come sometimes. That is all right. They are allowed. They do not mean something is wrong. They just mean something is new. And new things are big, and big things take courage. And courage does not mean the butterflies go away. It just means you go in anyway. Through the yellow gate, onto the warm lawn, towards the cake with the excellent rabbit. One step, and then another, and then another, until you are there, until you are in, until you are sitting on the grass with a paper cup of orange juice and a new friend who knows about worms. And the butterflies have gotten small and quiet somewhere in the background of the afternoon. And the bunting is moving gently above you, pink and white and yellow. And everything is all right, and everything is warm, and everything is... Sunday is different from other days. It arrives more slowly. It does not rush in. It comes quietly, the way light comes through curtains that are not quite closed. A thin line at first, then a little more, then the whole room soft and golden. A little boy is in his bed. His name is Arthur. He is 5 years old. He has a striped duvet and a very flat pillow that he prefers to all other pillows. He has been awake for a little while now, but he has not got up. There is no reason to get up yet. That is the thing about Sunday. He lies on his back. He looks at the ceiling. The ceiling is white and plain, but the light moving on it is interesting. The curtains move very slightly in the air from the window, just enough. The light shifts, slow, soft moving, back and forth, back and forth. He watches it. He can hear the house, the quiet sounds of a Sunday morning. Somewhere downstairs, the low murmur of the radio. Too far away to hear the words, just the sound of voices talking, calm and steady, like the house is having a conversation with itself. A door opens somewhere, soft footsteps, the creak of the third stair from the bottom. He knows that creak. He has known it his whole life. Then quiet again. He turns onto his side. He pulls the duvet up a little higher. It is warm under here. The perfect temperature. Not too warm, not at all cold. Just right in a way that is hard to explain. Kind of warmth that makes it very difficult to leave. He has no intention of leaving yet. Through the gap in the curtains, he can see a piece of sky. Just a piece. A rectangle of pale blue. The top of the house across the road. And above it, the sky. Thin white cloud moving slowly across. He watches it move through his rectangle of sky. It takes a while. He waits. The cloud reaches the edge of the curtain. Then it is gone. More sky comes. Plain and pale and very still. He can smell something coming up from downstairs. Faint at first, then a little stronger. Toast. He breathes it in. There is nothing quite like the smell of toast coming up a staircase on a Sunday morning. It is the smell of no hurry, the smell of someone downstairs taking care of things, the smell of the day beginning slowly and warmly and well. His stomach makes a small sound. He puts his hand on it. Good morning to you too, he thinks. He stretches. His arms go over his head. His feet push down against the end of the duvet. He stretches all the way from fingertips to toes. He holds it for a moment. Every part of him long and awake. Then he lets go. He settles back. Softer now. More awake. But still not getting up. Not quite yet. There is a cat. Her name is Biscuit. She is orange and white and extremely opinionated about where she sleeps. Currently, she is at the end of Arthur's bed. She has been there all night. He can feel the weight of her on his feet, a warm, solid, purring weight. He lifts his head to look at her. She opens one eye. She looks at him. She closes it again. She is not ready either. He puts his head back down. He listens to her purring. It is a very good sound, low and steady and continuous, like something small and warm running inside her, like a tiny engine made entirely of contentment. The radio downstairs changes. Music now. Something gentle. He cannot make out the melody from up here. Just the shape of it. Low and unhurried. It goes well with Sunday morning. It goes well with the light moving on the ceiling. Arthur thinks about the day. Sunday means no school. He knows this. It is one of the best things he knows. Sunday means slow. Sunday means his father making something in the kitchen that takes a long time. Sunday means reading on the sofa with no particular reason to stop. Sunday means the park in the afternoon if the weather is right. He thinks about all of this very pleasantly, the way you think about good things when you are warm in bed and do not have to be anywhere. Biscuit shifts at the end of the bed. She stands up. She turns around once. Then she walks up the bed towards him. He watches her come. She steps carefully, each paw placed with great deliberation, as if she is crossing something complicated. She reaches him. She sniffs his chin. Her nose is cool and dry. He does not move. He waits. She turns around twice on his chest. Then she lies down, right on his chest. She's heavier than she looks, but warm, very warm. He can feel her purring now, not just with his ears, but with his whole chest. The vibration of it going all the way through him. He puts one hand on her back. She does not object. Her fur is very soft. He strokes her slowly. Once, twice. She purrs louder. They lie there together. The ceiling light moving. The radio a gentle shape of sound from downstairs. The curtains shifting. The rectangle of sky getting a little brighter, a little more deep. Footsteps on the stairs. He knows these footsteps. They stop outside his door. A quiet knock. 2 knocks. The particular knock. Come in, Arthur says. The door opens. His mother. She is in her dressing gown. The soft grey one with the wide sleeves. Her hair is not done yet. She looks like Sunday too. She looks at him. She looks at Biscuit on his chest. Morning, she says. Morning, he says. She comes and sits on the edge of the bed. The mattress dips slightly. Biscuit opens one eye. She keeps purring. His mother looks at the window. Nice morning, she says. It is, Arthur says. She nods. Sun's coming out. Arthur looks at his rectangle of sky. It is brighter now. A proper blue. Good, he says. His mother looks at him. She reaches over and smooths his hair. Just once. Does not mind. Daddy is making pancakes, she says. Arthur looks at the ceiling. He considers this information. He considers it for a moment with the gravity it deserves. Pancakes, he says. She nods. With the blueberries, she says. Biscuit is removed from his chest very gently. She makes a small sound of protest. She lands on the bed. She sits. She looks at Arthur as he gets up. She looks at his mother. She looks at the door. She follows them out. She always does. She pretends to be indifferent, but she always follows. The stairs are warm underfoot. He takes them slowly. No need to rush. The third stair from the bottom makes its sound. It always does. The kitchen is the warmest room in the house on Sunday mornings. He feels it before he reaches the bottom of the stairs. The warmth and the smell of it. Butter in the pan, something sweet. The particular smell of a pancake just beginning. His father is at the cooker. He is wearing his old blue jumper, the one with the faded collar. He has a spatula in one hand. He's watching the pan very carefully, the way you have to watch pancakes. They do not forgive inattention. Morning, his father says. He does not look up. His eyes are on the pan. Morning, says Arthur. Arthur climbs onto his stool at the kitchen counter. He puts his elbows on the counter. He rests his chin in his hands. He watches his father. The pan sizzles softly. His father lifts the edge of the pancake with the spatula. He looks underneath. He nods. He flips it. It lands perfectly. Arthur watches this with great respect. His father looks up. Did you see that? He says. Arthur nods. Perfect, he says. His father is pleased. He looks back at the pan. His mother makes tea. She moves around the kitchen quietly. The kettle, the cups, the particular sound of the teapot being warmed. Sunday morning kitchen sounds. All of them familiar, all of them good. Biscuit sits near the back door. She looks at the garden. She looks at the kitchen. She has not decided yet. The first pancake comes out. His father puts it on a plate. He carries it to Arthur. He puts the blueberries on top. A spoonful of them, dark blue and very round. And a little honey, drizzled slowly. It catches the kitchen light as it falls. A thin golden thread. Arthur looks at it. Thank you, he says. His father nods. He goes back to the pan. Arthur picks up his fork. He cuts a piece. He puts it in his mouth. Oh, it is soft and warm and a little crisp at the edges. The blueberry is sweet and sharp at the same time. The honey is just enough. He chews slowly. He looks out the kitchen window while he chews. The garden is bright with morning sun. The grass is still damp. It catches the light, every blade of it. The apple tree in the corner is very still. A wood pigeon on the fence sits with its feathers puffed out, brown and grey and comfortable, very pleased with the morning. His mother sits beside him with her tea. She wraps both hands around the cup. She looks out at the garden too. Look at him, she says. She means the pigeon. Arthur looks. He does look very pleased with himself, Arthur thinks. He thinks pigeons generally seem very satisfied with their lives. He thinks this is a good quality to have. His father brings 2 more plates. He sits down. He has his tea. He cuts his pancake. They eat together without talking much. The radio is still on, low and easy. The garden is bright in the window. The pigeon stays on the fence. Biscuit has decided about the garden. She is out there now, stepping carefully through the damp grass, sniffing at things, her tail up. Arthur eats his pancakes slowly. He makes them last. This is important. Pancakes should be made to last. He has always believed this. The sun has moved while they have been sitting here. It comes through the kitchen window now at a different angle. It lies across the table in a long stripe. Warm and yellow. It touches Arthur's hand. He turns his hand over in it, looks at the back of it. The light catches the small hairs, makes them gold. He looks at his father's hand on the table, much bigger. He puts his hand next to it. His father looks down. He puts his hand flat beside Arthur's. They look at them, side by side, the big one and the small one, in the stripe of Sunday morning sun. His father closes his hand around Arthur's, just for a moment, warm and firm, and there. Then he lets go. He picks up his tea. Arthur picks up his last piece of pancake. He eats it. He puts his fork down. He looks around the kitchen at his mother with her tea and her Sunday dressing gown, at his father with his old blue jumper, at the garden bright in the window, at the pigeon still on the fence, at Biscuit crossing the lawn with great purpose, at the plates and the teacups and the small jar of honey with a wooden dipper resting across the top, at the stripe of sun on the table. He takes it all in. He does not name what he is feeling. He does not have a word for it yet, but it is there, warm and full and very quiet, like the morning itself. Later they go to the park. The three of them walk slowly beneath the trees. The morning has grown warmer now. Sunlight filters through the leaves above them. Patches of light move across the path as they walk. Arthur walks between his parents, not because he has to, just because it feels right. The park is busy in the quiet Sunday way. Dogs chasing sticks. Cyclists moving slowly along the paths. Families sitting on picnic blankets. A man reading a newspaper on a bench beneath an oak tree. Nobody seems rushed. Nobody seems late. Everybody belongs to Sunday. They walk past the pond. The ducks are still there. The mother duck and her 4 ducklings. Arthur watches them move through the water. The ducklings stay close behind, like little floating shadows. A breeze moves across the pond. Small ripples spread outward. The reflections of the clouds break apart, then come together again. Arthur leans over the railing. The water smells cool, not quite like rain, not quite like earth. Something in between. A dragonfly flashes briefly across the surface. Blue for a moment, then gone. They continue walking, past the flower beds, past the bandstand, past the old oak tree that seems older than everything else in the park. Arthur likes that tree. It feels permanent, as though it has watched thousands of Sundays pass beneath its branches. Eventually, they reach their favourite bench. The one facing the pond. The one that catches the morning sun. His father sits first, his mother beside him. Arthur squeezes into the space beside them. The wood feels warm already. The sun rests across their knees. The pond glitters beyond the grass. For a while they simply sit, watching, listening. A dog splashes into the shallow edge of the pond. Its owner laughs. The dog shakes itself. Water flies everywhere. A few ducks move away with mild annoyance. Arthur laughs. His parents laugh too. Then the park settles again, slowly, naturally, as though nothing much can disturb on a Sunday morning for very long. A little further away, a child is trying to fly a kite. The kite rises, wobbles, falls, then rises again. Each attempt a little higher than before. Arthur watches it. The bright colour against the blue sky. The string stretched tight in the sunlight. Eventually the kite catches the wind properly. It climbs higher, steadier. The child cheers. The kite dances above the park. Arthur smiles. His father points towards the clouds. They're moving slowly now. Large white clouds drifting above the trees, casting shadows
across the grass. Then moving on. Everything in the park seems to move gently. The clouds, the ducks, the leaves, the kite, even the sunlight. Arthur leans back against the bench, the warmth of the wood behind him, the warmth of the sun on his face, the familiar presence of his parents on either side, the pond, the trees, the Sunday sounds, all of it together. He looks up. The sky is very blue now, the kind of blue that only seems to happen on slow mornings. A blackbird lands briefly on the path nearby, tilts its head, then flies away again. Arthur follows it with his eyes until it disappears into the trees. The ducks continue across the pond. The kite continues to dance in the wind. The old oak tree stands exactly where it always has. And the Sunday morning carries on around them, warm, unhurried, and exactly as it should be. Grandpa's house is at the end of a long road, a road with tall trees on both sides. In summer, the trees make a green tunnel all the way down. In autumn, they make a golden one. Today, the leaves are turning. Some still green, some yellow at the edges, some letting go and drifting down slowly across the windscreen as the car turns in. A little girl is looking out of the car window. Her name is Eliza. She is 5 years old. She has her nose pressed against the glass. Her breath makes a small fog on the window. She draws a circle in it with her finger, then a smaller circle inside that one. Then the car stops. They are here. Grandpa is already at the door. He always is. He hears the car on the gravel before anyone knocks. He says it is because he has very good ears. Eliza believes him. He is wearing his garden jumper, the green one with the hole in the left elbow. He has been wearing it as long as Eliza can remember. Her mother says he wore it before Eliza was born. Eliza finds this extraordinary, that things existed before her. The jumper and the garden and Grandpa standing at the door, all of it waiting before she came along. She gets out of the car and runs to him. He crouches down. His knees make a sound. He does not mind. He opens his arms and she goes into them. He smells like the garden jumper and tea and something earthy and good. He smells like Grandpa. There is no other way to describe it. Come and see, he says. He takes her hand. He does not go inside first. He goes around the side of the house, straight to the garden. This is always how it starts. The garden gate is wooden and old. It has a latch that you have to lift just right. Grandpa lifts it. The gate swings open. It makes its particular sound. A low creak and a soft clunk as it opens fully. Eliza has heard this sound her whole life. It means something good is about to happen. The garden is long and narrow. It goes quite far back from the house, farther than you expect when you first see it, like it is bigger on the inside than the outside. Eliza has thought this many times. The Path down the middle is made of old stone slabs, uneven and mossy at the edges, green and grey and very old. Grandpa knows which ones are slippery. He steers her around those ones. He always has. On either side of the path, the garden does what it wants. That is how Grandpa describes it. He says he suggests things. He plants and prunes and waters and feeds. But in the end, the garden does what it wants, and Eliza thinks he likes it that way. There are roses along the left side. Most have finished now. Their petals have gone, but the hips are there, small and round and very red, like tiny lanterns. Grandpa picks one and holds it out to her. She takes it. It is smooth and cool and firm. She rolls it between her fingers. The birds love those, Grandpa says. In winter, when there is not much else, they come for those. Eliza looks at the hip in her hand. She puts it back on the bush carefully. For the birds, she says. Grandpa nods. For the birds. Further down, the apple tree. It stands a little to the right of the path, old and wide and comfortable looking, like it has been standing there so long it has forgotten what it was like not to be there. 3 apples still on the upper branches. The rest are in the grass below, some split and going soft, already being taken apart by small things, wasps and worms and the slow work of the earth. Grandpa picks up one from the grass. He wipes it on his jumper. He takes a bite. He nods while he chews. Still good, he says. He offers it to Eliza. She takes a bite. It is sharp and sweet and very cold from the autumn air. The juice runs down a little. She wipes her chin. They stand under the apple tree together, looking up. The 3 apples on the upper branches are out of reach. They glow red-green against the white sky. Shall we leave those ones, Grandpa says, for the birds and the squirrels? Eliza looks at them. She nods. She thinks of the birds and squirrels coming after they have gone, finding the apples there. She likes this thought. They walk further down the garden, past the vegetable patch on the right. Most of it is done for the year. Brown stalks and turned earth, and the last of the runner beans hanging limp on their canes. But the leeks are still there, standing in a row, sturdy and green and upright, doing very well. Grandpa looks at them with satisfaction. He crouches down beside the bed. He puts his hand on the earth. Just rest it there for a moment. His hand is large and brown, and the knuckles are big from many years of gardening. The earth is dark and damp. Eliza crouches beside him. She puts her hand on the earth too. It is cold and very soft, and it smells like something old and alive and good. Grandpa looks at her hand beside his. He says nothing. He just looks. Then he stands up slowly. His knees make their sound again. At the very end of the garden, there is a bench, old like everything here. The wood has gone silver grey from the weather. It faces back towards the house. From here, you can see the whole garden laid out in front of you. The path and the roses and the apple tree and the vegetable patch and the house at the far end. They sit down. Grandpa stretches his legs out. He puts his hands on his knees. He looks at the garden. Eliza sits beside him. She puts her hands on her knees too. She looks at the garden. A robin lands on the top of the nearest rose cane. It is very close. Close enough that they can see the dark eye, the orange-red chest, bright in the grey afternoon. It looks at them. It looks at the garden. It opens its beak and sings, clear and sweet and very loud for such a small thing. 3 notes, then a pause, then 3 more. Grandpa does not move. Eliza does not move. The robin sings. After a while, it drops down to the earth near the rosebed. It hops along, pecking, finding things in the disturbed soil, things only robins know about. Grandpa watches it. He and the robin have an understanding, Eliza thinks. They've been in this garden for a long time. The robin, or its father, or its grandfather, Grandpa, or whatever Grandpa was before she knew him, all of them in this garden, year after year. It is quiet on the bench, the good kind of quiet, the kind that is full rather than empty, full of the garden sounds, the robin, a wood pigeon somewhere in the tall trees at the back, the soft drop of water from a leaf somewhere nearby. Eliza leans against Grandpa's arm. He is solid and warm, even through the garden jumper. She can feel the roughness of the wool on her cheek. She does not mind. He puts his arm around her. She looks at the garden from inside the circle of his arm. Everything looks the same, and also somehow safer. Do you come here every day? She asks. He thinks about this. Most days, he says. There is always something. Even when there is nothing to do, there is always something. Eliza looks at the garden. She tries to see it the way he sees it. After all these years, the same path and the same roses and the same apple tree. And yet, every day, something. She thinks she understands a little. The robin has moved to the apple tree now. It sits on a low branch. It has found something. It works at it quietly. The light is changing. Afternoon light in autumn changes quickly. It was white and flat when they sat down. Now it is lower, warmer, touching the tops of the rose canes and the upper branches of the apple tree, making them gold, making the 3 high apples glow. We should go in soon, Grandpa says, but neither of them moves yet. The robin sings again from the apple tree. 3 notes, a pause, then 3 more. Eliza smiles. Grandpa smiles too. For a while they simply sit, watching, listening. The garden feels different now. The light has become softer. Long shadows stretch across the path. The tops of the rose canes glow gold. Even the old shed at the far end of the garden looks warmer somehow. Grandpa notices Eliza looking at it. Have you ever been inside? He asks. Eliza shakes her head. Grandpa stands slowly. His knees make their usual sound. Then he holds out his hand. Come and see. They walk across the grass towards the shed. The wooden door is faded green, or at least it used to be. Now it is mostly weather and time. Grandpa lifts the latch. The door opens with a gentle creak. Inside it smells of wood and earth. Old flower pots are stacked against one wall. Bundles of string hang from hooks. There are seed packets in small boxes. Some new, some very old. Eliza looks around carefully. Everything feels important. As though every object has a story she does not know yet. Grandpa picks up a small tin from a shelf. The lid rattles softly. Inside are seeds, hundreds of them. Tiny brown seeds, tiny black seeds, tiny pale seeds. What are those? Asks Eliza. Next spring, says Grandpa. Eliza looks again. They do not look like spring. They look like almost nothing. Grandpa laughs quietly. They never do. He places the tin back on the shelf. Outside again, the garden feels cooler. Not cold, just evening beginning to arrive. They walk slowly back towards the apple tree. A leaf drifts down between them, then another. The grass beneath the tree is scattered with fallen apples, some perfect, some pecked by birds, some already returning quietly to the earth. The robin has moved lower now. It sits on the fence post near the vegetable patch, watching everything, or perhaps watching nothing at all. Grandpa stops beside the leeks. They've done well this year. Eliza looks at them, tall, straight, patient, waiting. The way gardens always seem to wait for something. Rain, spring, birds, sunshine, people. Grandpa places one hand lightly on her shoulder. Together they look down the length of the garden, the path, the roses, the apple tree, the shed, the bench at the far end, everything exactly where it belongs. The robin sings once more, 3 notes, a pause, then 3 more. Eliza thinks she understands what Grandpa meant. There is always something. A robin on a fence, a leaf falling, seeds waiting in a tin, 3 apples still hanging high above the garden, Nothing extraordinary, and yet somehow enough. The evening light grows warmer. The garden grows quieter. The robin remains on the fence. The apples remain in the tree. And Eliza stands beside Grandpa, looking across the garden, while the whole place carries on exactly as it always has. Growing, changing, waiting, and quietly becoming itself. It is a bright morning at Meadow Lane School. The sun is coming through the tall windows. It makes long stripes of light across the classroom floor. Warm and yellow and very clean. The kind of morning that makes everything look a little more itself. A little more alive. The children are arriving one by one, hanging up their coats on the pegs outside. Each peg has a name on it, and a small picture beneath the name. A star, a moon, a leaf, a fish, a flower. The children know their own pegs without looking at the names. They just know. A little girl comes through the door. Her name is Lily. She is 5 years old. She has 2 plaits in her hair tied with red ribbons. Her coat is green. She hangs it on her peg, the one with the moon. She smooths it down so it hangs straight. Then she goes inside. The classroom is already busy with the soft sounds of morning. Chairs scraping gently. Pencil cases opening. The low, comfortable murmur of children finding their places. Lily finds her seat. She sits down and looks around. Beside her is a boy named Ezra. Ezra has arrived already. He is sitting very still. His hands are folded on the table. He is looking at the stripe of sunlight on the floor. He watches it for a long time without blinking. He does that sometimes. Gets very still and very focused on one thing. His eyes go quiet, like the whole world has narrowed down to just that one stripe of light. Lily watches him watching it. She looks at the stripe of light too. It is very bright in the middle and softer at the edges. She had not noticed that before. She is glad Ezra was looking at it. On Lily's other side is a girl named Priya. Priya is already drawing. She draws every morning before the lesson starts. Her pencil moves fast and certain across the paper. She does not stop to think about what to draw. It just comes. Lines and shapes and something that is becoming a garden or a forest or something in between. Lily watches Priya's hand for a moment. How sure it is. How it knows exactly where to go. Priya looks up and sees Lily watching. She turns the paper so Lily can see better. Lily looks. It is a tree. But the branches go in every direction, up and sideways, and even a little down. And on every branch, something different. A bird, a lantern, a small house, a kite. It's a wishing tree, Priya says. Every branch is a different wish. Lily looks at it for a moment. I love it, she says. And she means it. The teacher comes in. Her name is Miss Holloway. She has short grey hair and round glasses and a voice that is never too loud and never too soft. Always just right. "Good morning, everyone," she says. "Good morning, Miss Holloway," the children say back. Not all at the same time, in a gentle wave, like a round. Miss Holloway puts something on her desk, a big glass jar, empty, and beside it, a basket of small, smooth stones. The children look at the jar, they look at the stones, they wait. Miss Holloway picks up one stone. She holds it up. "Every stone in this basket," she says, "is different." She puts it down. She picks up another. Different colour, different shape, different weight. She puts that one down too. "None of these stones is the same as another," she says. She looks around the room, just like not one of you is the same as another. The children look at each other. Miss Holloway carries the jar to the first table. She sets it down. She gives each child a stone from the basket. She goes to every table. Every child gets one stone. Lily's stone is pale grey with a thin white line running through the middle. She turns it over in her fingers. It is smooth and cool. The white line goes almost all the way around. Almost, but not quite. It stops just before it meets itself. Ezra's stone is dark, almost black, very smooth, very heavy for its size. He holds it in his palm and looks at it. He closes his fingers around it slowly. Priya's stone is the colour of sand. It has a small dent on one side, like a thumbprint pressed into it a very long time ago. She fits her own thumb into the dent. It fits almost perfectly. She looks up with wide eyes. Miss Holloway comes back to the front. "I would like you," she says, "to think about your stone. Look at it. Feel it. What makes it different from every other stone?" The room goes quiet, the good kind of quiet, full of thinking. Lily looks at her white line. She traces it with her finger, all the way along, to where it stops, just before the end. She wonders why it stopped there. She wonders what was happening inside the stone when that line was made a very long time ago, when the world was much younger. After a while, Miss Holloway asks if anyone wants to share. A boy at the back puts his hand up. His name is Finn. He is tall for his age and very quiet most of the time. He holds up his stone. It is orange, bright orange, like an autumn leaf. "Mine is the colour of a fox," he says. The room considers this. "Yes," says Miss Holloway, "it is exactly the colour of a fox." A girl near the window holds up hers. It is almost perfectly round, like someone made it that way on purpose. "Mine looks like a little moon," she says. Another hand goes up, and another. A stone that is striped like a tiny zebra. A stone with a sparkle in it, just one small point of light. A stone so flat it is almost like paper. A stone with a crack that has healed, grown back together but left a mark. "Like a scar," says the boy who holds it. "My grandpa has a scar like this on his hand." Miss Holloway listens to all of them. She does not rush anyone. She nods at each one. Her face says, "Yes, I see it. I see exactly what you mean." Then she picks up the jar. She comes around to each table again. This time she asks each child to put their stone inside, one by one. Lily puts hers in. She watches it fall among the others. She can still see it. The pale grey one with a white line that almost meets itself. She could find it again. She knows she could. When all the stones are in the jar, Miss Holloway holds it up. She turns it slowly. The stones shift and settle. They make a soft sound, a quiet, comfortable sound, like something settling into place. Look, she says, they are more beautiful together, each one different, each one still itself, but together something even better. The children look at the jar, the orange stone and the round one and the striped one and the sparkly one and Lily's grey one with the white line, all of them together, all of them different, all of them making the jar full and varied and worth looking at. Lily thinks about this. She looks at Ezra beside her. He's still holding the jar with his eyes, very focused, very still, seeing something in it that she might not see. She looks at Priya. Priya has taken out her drawing again. She's adding something to the wishing tree, a new branch at the very bottom, a branch that goes sideways and then curves gently upward, and on the end of it, a small jar, full of tiny circles, each one different. Lily watches her draw it. She does not say anything, neither does Priya. They just sit together in the stripe of morning sunlight, while the jar of stones sits at the front of the class, and the room hums with the quiet work of 20 different children, each one doing it in their own way. At lunch, they go outside. The playground is warm in the midday sun. The children spread out across it in their different ways. Some run immediately, arms out very fast for the pure pleasure of it. Some walk to the bench along the wall and sit and watch. Some go to the corner where the mud is and look for things. Lily stands for a moment and looks at all of them. At Finn running with his arms out. At Ezra on the bench, watching a cloud. At Priya, already crouching near the flower bed with something in her hand. At children she does not know as well, each one doing their own particular thing, each one completely themselves. She thinks about the stones in the jar, how they looked all together, all different, all still themselves, but together something better. She goes to find Priya at the flower bed. Priya holds something out, a feather, small and brown and very light. Found it, Priya says. For the drawing. Lily nods. For the wishing tree, she says. Priya nods. For the wishing tree. They stay there together, looking at the small brown feather in Priya's hand. The sun is warm on their backs. The sounds of the playground go on around them. All those different children, all those different ways of spending a lunch break, all of it part of the same afternoon, all of it part of the same school, all of it somehow exactly right. Later, at the end of the day, Miss Holloway puts the jar of stones on the windowsill, where the light comes through. The afternoon sun catches them. The orange one glows. The sparkly one flashes once. The round one looks even more like a moon. And Lily's grey one with a white line sits among them all, still itself, still with its line that almost meets, glowing a little in the warm, late light. Miss Holloway looks at the jar for a moment. Then she looks at the class. You can look at it whenever you like, she says, to remember. The children look at it, at all their different stones, together in the glass.
Lily looks at it on her way out. She stops at the door. She looks back at the jar on the windowsill, at her stone in among all the others, still there, still itself, still glowing quietly in the afternoon light. She goes out and gets her green coat from the moon peg. She puts it on. She does the zip, all the way up. Outside, her mother is waiting at the gate. Lily runs to her. Her plaits bounce as she runs. The red ribbons catch the light. Her mother crouches down. "How was today?" she says. Lily thinks about the jar of stones and Ezra watching the stripe of sunlight, about Priya's wishing tree with its branches going everywhere, about the feather in the flower bed, about 20 different children on a warm playground, each one being exactly themselves. "We all have a stone," Lily says, "and they are all different, and they are more beautiful together." Her mother looks at her. She nods slowly. "That is exactly right," she says. "That is exactly right." They walk home together, hand in hand, through the bright afternoon, through streets full of different houses and different gardens and different people going about their different days. And that evening, when Lily is in her bed and the room is dark and quiet, she thinks about her stone. Pale grey, with a white line that goes almost all the way around. Almost, but not quite, stopping just before the end. And she used to think that was the unfinished part, the part that was not quite right. But now she thinks maybe that is the best part, the place where it stopped, the place that makes it different from every other stone in the world, the place that makes it hers. She holds that thought gently, the way you hold a smooth stone in your palm, feeling the weight of it, the coolness, the particular shape of it, that belongs to no one else. And outside her window, the street is quiet, and the stars are out, if you look, each one different, each one its own particular distance away, its own particular brightness, together making something so wide and deep and full of light that no one word is big enough for it. And Lily breathes in and breathes out, her hands soft on the blanket, her plaits undone now, her hair spread on the pillow, her eyes closing on a day full of different things, full of different people, full of different stones in a glass jar on a sunlit windowsill, each one glowing, each one itself, each one part of something bigger and more beautiful than it could ever be alone, like stars, like children in a classroom, like stones in a jar, like every different voice that said good morning today, in a gentle wave, like a round, all different, all together, all beautiful, still glowing, still there, still. Lunch is finished. The plates are cleared. The kitchen is quiet again. Just the soft sound of water running in the sink. And then that too stops. A little boy is putting on his shoes by the front door. His name is Henry. He is 4 years old. He has round cheeks and a striped jumper and one shoelace that is always coming undone. His father ties it for him. Double knot, his father says. Henry looks at it seriously. Double knot, he agrees. His baby sister is in the pram. She is already outside. His mother is with her.
Henry can see them through the frosted glass of the front door. Two shapes, one tall, one small and round. His father opens the door. The afternoon air comes in, cool and fresh and smelling of autumn. Leaves and earth and something that is not quite rain, but not quite dry either. The particular smell of an October afternoon in London. Henry breathes it in. They go out together, down the front path, through the gate. Henry closes the gate behind him. He always does this now. He learned it matters. He closes it carefully. He checks it is shut. It is. The park is at the end of the road. 5 minutes if you walk slowly. They always walk slowly. There is no reason not to. The pram wheels make a soft sound on the pavement. A low, steady rumble. Henry walks beside his father. He looks at things as he goes. A cat on a windowsill, grey and very large. It watches them pass with mild interest. Henry watches it back. It blinks. He blinks. It looks away first. Henry considers this a win. A puddle near the drain, long and narrow. He steps around it carefully. He is wearing good shoes today. He saves the puddles for boot stays. This is his system. He thinks it is a good system. A front garden with a pear tree. 2 pears still on the branches, high up. The others have all fallen. He can see them in the grass below, yellow and soft, and going back into the earth. He points them out to his father. His father looks. Those 2 are holding on, his father says. Henry nods. Good for them, he says. They reach the park. The iron gates are open. They always are during the day. Henry goes through first. He puts his hand on the cold iron bar as he passes. He always does this. He does not know why. It just feels right. The park is not very busy this afternoon. It is a Tuesday. Tuesday afternoons are quieter than weekends. Henry likes Tuesday afternoons in the park for this reason. More space, more quiet, more of the park for noticing things. They take the path to the left, the one that goes around the edge, under the big trees. The trees are losing their leaves now. The ground beneath them is covered. Orange and brown and dark red and yellow. A whole carpet of them, deep and soft and making a particular sound underfoot. Henry steps into the leaves. He lifts his feet higher than necessary. He brings them down with purpose. Crunch, crunch, crunch. He does it slowly, deliberately, listening to each one. His father pushes the pram alongside him on the path. He is not in a hurry. He watches Henry in the leaves. He does not say, "Come back to the path." He just walks slowly beside him. Henry's baby sister is looking up at the trees from the pram. Her eyes are very wide. All those branches above her, all those colours.
leaves drifting down now and then. One lands on the pram hood. She looks at it. It is bright orange. 5 points, like a small hand. She looks at it for a very long time. Henry comes back to the path. He has a leaf in each hand. He chose them carefully from the ground. One red, one yellow. He holds them up to the light. The sun comes through them. The red one glows like something lit from inside. The yellow one is almost golden. He can see the veins running through it. Thin dark lines in all directions, like a map of somewhere very small. He brings the red one over to the pram. He holds it above his sister. She looks at it. Her hand comes up. She reaches for it. Her small fingers open and close. Henry lowers it slowly. She grabs it. She holds it tightly. She looks at it with her whole face. Henry watches her. He is quiet for a moment. They walk on, further around the path. The trees here are older, very tall. Their trunks are wide and dark. The bark is rough and deeply lined. Henry puts his hand on one as he passes. The bark is cool and hard and complicated under his fingers. He keeps his hand on it as he walks, until he has to let go. There is a bench ahead. Their bench, Henry thinks of it. It is near the pond. It faces the water. It is a good bench. It has been here a long time. The wood is smooth and dark from all the years of weather. His father parks the pram beside the bench. He sits down. He stretches his legs out in front of him. He puts his hands in his coat pockets. He looks at the pond. Henry sits beside him. He sits the same way, legs out, hands in pockets. He looks at the pond too. The pond is very still today, not a ripple, just a flat, dark surface, reflecting the trees and the white sky above them. Everything upside down in the water, perfectly quiet, perfectly still. A duck is near the far edge, just one. It is not doing very much. It drifts very slowly, without moving its feet. The water carries it, just slightly, just enough. Henry watches it. He thinks it must be a very good feeling to be carried like that, without doing anything, just floating, just being there. A leaf falls from the tree above the bench. It falls slowly, spinning as it goes. It lands on the surface of the pond. The water shudders, just slightly, in a tiny ring. Then it is still again. The leaf sits on the surface. It rocks very gently, once, twice. Then it is still too. Henry and his father watch all of this. Neither of them speaks. There is nothing to say. It is the kind of moment that does not need words. It is complete just as it is. His baby sister makes a small sound. Not unhappy, just present. Just saying, I am here too. Henry looks at her. She still has the red leaf. It is a little crumpled now, but she is holding it carefully. her fist around it, like something precious. His father puts his arm around Henry. Henry leans against him. His father is warm and solid and smells like his coat and the afternoon. Henry closes his eyes for a moment. Just one moment. The sounds of the park are all around him. A bird somewhere in the trees. The very faint sound of children further away in the park. The soft movement of the pram when his sister shifts. The particular quiet of the pond. He opens his eyes. Everything is exactly as it was. The pond still, the duck still drifting, the leaf still rocking. No, the leaf has stopped rocking. It is still now too. A man walks past on the path behind them. He has a dog on a lead. The dog looks at Henry as it passes. Henry looks at the dog. The dog has very long ears. It wags its tail once, then it is past. Henry watches them go along the path, the man and the dog getting smaller, until they turn the corner under the big trees, and they are gone. He looks back at the pond. The duck has moved. Not far, just a little closer to the middle now. Still not doing very much. Still just being there. Still being carried by the water without any effort at all. Henry thinks he would like to be a duck on a still pond on a Tuesday afternoon. He thinks it sounds like a very good life. His father shifts beside him. A breeze moves lightly across the pond, not enough to disturb the water very much, just enough to stir the leaves above them. Henry looks up. The branches move gently against the pale afternoon sky. Orange leaves flicker in the light. One lets go, then another. The first leaf drifts down toward the water. The second lands softly on the grass near the bench. His baby sister watches both of them. Her eyes move slowly from the tree to the pond and back again. The red leaf is still in her hand, a little crumpled now, but still important. Henry smiles. Across the pond, the duck has reached the middle at last. It has done almost nothing to get there. The water carried it, slowly, patiently, without any hurry at all. Henry likes that. A dog barks somewhere beyond the trees. The sound comes and goes. The pond remains still. The bench remains warm beneath him. His father says nothing. Henry says nothing. Neither of them needs to. The afternoon already feels complete. The trees, the leaves, the duck, the pond, his sister holding a leaf as carefully as treasure. All of it belongs together somehow. The breeze passes once more through the branches overhead. The leaves answer with a soft rustling sound. Henry listens. For a while, that is all he does. Just listens. The duck drifts. The leaf floats. The trees stand quietly around the water, and the afternoon carries on exactly as it is. Slowly, peacefully, without needing to become anything else. A man walks past on the path behind them. He has a dog with very long ears. The dog pauses for a moment. It looks toward the pond. Then it follows the man around the bend beneath the trees. Gone again. The park settles back into itself. The duck drifts a little further. The floating leaf turns slowly on the water. Near the edge of the pond, a second leaf lands, then a third, each one making the smallest ring before the stillness returns. Henry watches them spread, circle after circle, then disappear. His sister makes another small sound from the pram. His father smiles. The red leaf is still held tightly in her hand. The afternoon light has changed now. Not brighter, not darker, just softer. The trunks of the trees glow faintly where the sunlight touches them. The pond reflects the sky. The sky reflects the pond. For a moment, Henry is not quite sure where one ends and the other begins. He leans back against the bench. The wood feels smooth through his coat. The air smells of leaves and earth and the coolness that comes before evening. A bird calls somewhere above them. Another answers from deeper in the trees. Then quiet again. The duck keeps drifting. Leaves keep falling. The pond keeps holding the sky. And Henry sits beside his father while his sister holds her red leaf. There is nowhere else they need to be, nothing else they need to do. Just this bench, this pond, this Tuesday afternoon, and the slow, gentle feeling of watching the world carry on around them. They left before breakfast. That was the plan. Get up while it is still dark. Pack the car the night before and leave before breakfast. A little girl is in the back seat. Her name is Nell. She is 5 years old. She has a blanket from her bed wrapped around her. Her pillow is wedged between her and the door. Her eyes were closed when they started, but they are open now. Outside the window, the city is still mostly asleep. The streets are empty. The traffic lights change for no one. Green, amber, red. Green again. Patient and steady. Doing their job even when there is nobody there. Nell watches them as they pass. Her mother is driving. Her father is in the passenger seat. He has a flask of tea between his hands. He passes it to her mother sometimes. She takes it with one hand. They do not talk much. It is too early for talking. It is the kind of morning that is content with quiet. Nell pulls her blanket up. She leans her head against the pillow. She watches the city go past. The dark buildings, the lit windows here and there. People already up. She wonders about them. Who gets up this early? What are they doing? Where are they going? Gradually, the city thins out. The buildings get lower. The streets get wider. Then there are fields, dark and flat in the early morning. The sky above them beginning just slightly to change. Not light yet, but thinking about it. A very dark blue at the edges, getting softer. Nell watches the sky. She has never tried to watch it get light before. She did not know it happened this slowly.
abyss quietly, like something changing its mind very carefully, taking its time, not wanting to rush. Her father has fallen asleep. She can hear his slow breathing. Her mother drives. The road is almost empty, just the car and the dark fields and the sky getting ready. Nell closes her eyes just for a little while. When she opens them again, everything is different. The sky is light, pale and wide and blue, real blue, morning blue. The fields are green. A river flashes silver through them once, and then it is gone. Her father is awake now. He is looking out the window. He points something out to her mother. She leans forward to look. Nell looks too. Hills, low and green and rolling, and beyond them, just visible at the edge, something flat, something that goes all the way to the horizon, something that is the same colour as the sky. Is that it? Nell says. Her father looks back at her. That's it, he says. The sea. It takes a little longer to get there. The road winds down through a small town. Old stone buildings and a church with a square tower. A bakery with its lights on. A man walking a dog on the empty pavement. The dog has its nose to the ground. Very busy, very focused. Then the road turns, and suddenly there it is, right there. No more distance, no more almost, just the sea, wide and grey-blue and moving, stretching out in both directions as far as Nell can see, and beyond that, nothing, just water and sky meeting somewhere far away. Her father parks the car on a small road above the beach. He turns off the engine. They all sit for a moment, just looking. The sea moves. It does not stop. Even now, in the early morning quiet, it keeps coming in, wave after wave, each one lifting and folding and laying itself down on the sand, then pulling back, then another one coming, on and on. It has been doing this all night, all year, for longer than anyone can imagine. Nell watches it from the car. She has been to the seaside before, but it always surprises her how big it is, how it does not stop. Her mother opens the car door. The sound comes in, the low, constant sound of the sea, and the smell, salt and cold and something ancient. Something that has no name, but that you would know anywhere. Nell breathes it in, all the way down. They get out of the car. The wind is there immediately. Not fierce, just present. Moving around them, pushing at Nell's hair and her coat. She holds her collar closed with one hand. She looks down at the beach. The beach is long and wide and nearly empty. The sand is pale and still dark in places from the tide. Smooth near the water, ridged and rippled higher up. Like the sand remembers the waves, even when the waves are not there. They go down the path to the beach. Nell goes first. The path is steep and sandy. She takes big steps. Her feet sink a little with each one. She reaches the bottom. She stops. She looks down at the sand. She takes one step onto it, then another. She can feel it shifting under her shoes, giving way, then firming up. She walks towards the water. The others are behind her. She does not wait. She walks straight towards the sea. The sand changes as she gets closer, darker, harder. The waves have been here. There are things in the sand near the water. Small shells, pieces of smooth glass, cloudy white and pale green. A piece of wood, worn smooth. A feather. Nell crouches down. She picks up a piece of the cloudy glass. She holds it up. The light comes through it just a little, soft and pale. She puts it in her coat pocket. She picks up a small white shell, perfectly formed, a spiral getting smaller towards the center. She puts that in her pocket too. Her mother comes and crouches beside her. She picks up a shell too. She shows it to Nell. It is flat and round and the colour of a pale moon. They look at it together. A wave comes. Not a big one, just a small, tired wave. It reaches towards them across the sand. It gets very close. Then it stops. It pulls back, leaving a thin line of white foam. The foam shrinks and disappears into the sand. Nell watches where it was. The sand is darker there now, wet and smooth. She can see her reflection in it. Just her shape, dark against the pale sand. They walk along the beach, the three of them. Her mother and father close together. Nell slightly ahead. The wind comes from the sea, cool and steady. There are birds along the tide line, small ones moving fast, running on quick legs along the edge of the water, going one way, then turning, then going back, following the waves out, running from the waves in, very busy, very purposeful, very small against the wide grey beach. Nell watches them. She tries to walk like them, quick, small steps. She follows the wave out. She runs from the wave in. Her parents watch her. Her father laughs. Not a big laugh, just a warm one. They find a place to sit higher up the beach. There is a low dune. The sand is dry here, fine and pale. They sit with their backs against it, out of the wind. Her mother has the bag from the car. She takes out the food. They left before breakfast, but they brought breakfast with them. Rolls wrapped in paper, cheese and a little butter, an apple each, and the flask of tea. Nell unwraps her roll. She takes a bite. The bread is soft and the cheese is cold. She chews and looks at the sea. The waves keep coming. She watches them while she eats. Each one a little different. Some bigger, some that barely make it before they fold, some that come in pairs. She could watch them for a very long time. She thinks she could watch them all day and not get tired. Her father pours the tea. He hands her mother a cup. He pours one for himself. He holds it in both hands. He stares at the sea. He looks very peaceful. Nell looks at him. He is often busy, often with his phone or his work or something that needs doing. But here, he just looks at the sea, like there is nowhere else to be. There isn't, Nell thinks.
There really isn't. She finishes her roll. She eats her apple. She stands up. She walks back down to the water. The tide is lower now than when they arrived. The wet sand goes further out. More of the beach is showing, more shells and glass and things the sea has brought. Nell walks slowly. She is looking down. She finds a piece of orange sea glass, very small, very smooth. She has never found orange before. She holds it up to the sky. The colour comes through it, like a small piece of light. She puts it in her pocket with the others. She finds a stone that is perfectly oval, grey with a thin white line. She puts it in her pocket. She finds a mussel shell, dark blue and purple. The inside is shining. She holds it and looks at the inside. The colour shifts as she turns it. Blue and purple and silver and something almost green. She puts it in her pocket. Her pockets are getting heavy. She does not mind. She walks to the edge of the water. She stands where the waves reach. She lets one come to her feet. It does not quite reach her shoes, but she can feel the cold coming off it. The cold and the salt. She looks out at the sea, at how far it goes, at the place where the water meets the sky, the horizon. She has learned that word, horizon. It sounds like what it is, something far and steady and always there. The wind comes off the sea. It pushes against her. She leans into it slightly. It holds her. The wind and the cold and the salt and the sound of the waves, all of it around her, all of it holding her up. Her father comes to stand beside her. He does not say anything. He just stands there with her, looking out at the same horizon. The wind comes steadily from the sea, cool and fresh. It moves her hair across her face. It pushes gently against her coat. The waves continue their slow work. Coming in, folding onto the sand, pulling back again, then another and another. Nell watches them. No two waves seem exactly the same. Some reach further, some barely make it, some arrive alone, some arrive together. Yet somehow the sea always feels steady, always itself. A gull passes overhead. Its wings hardly move. The wind carries it along the beach. Its shadow slips briefly across the wet sand before disappearing. Nell looks down. The sea glass in her pocket knocks softly against the shells. A small sound, just for her. She reaches inside and feels them with her fingertips. The smooth orange glass, the spiral shell, the oval stone with the white line. Each one feels different. Each one came from somewhere out there, somewhere beyond the waves, beyond the horizon. The thought makes the sea feel even bigger. Her father points towards the water. Far out, a fishing boat moves slowly across the horizon. So far away, it looks no bigger than a toy. Nell watches it. The boat moves. The waves move. The clouds move. Everything is moving, slowly, patiently, without hurry. The beach stretches away in both directions, wide and pale beneath the morning sky. A few people walk in the distance, tiny figures against the sea. The little shorebirds are still running along the tide line, following the water out, running back from it again, busy with whatever
Shorebirds do all day. Nell smiles. She likes that they never seem to stop. The tide has pulled further away now. More wet sand shines in the sunlight. Small pools have appeared across the beach, each one holding a piece of sky. Clouds drifting in water, water holding clouds. She is never quite sure which it is. Her father rests one hand lightly on her shoulder. Neither of them speaks. There is nothing they need to say. The sea is already saying enough. The wind, the waves, the birds, the distant boat, the endless horizon, all of it sits together. Nell stands quietly beside him. The shells in her pocket, the sea stretching before her. The morning opening wider and wider around them, and for a little while longer they stay exactly where they are, watching the waves arrive, watching them leave, watching the sea carry on as it always has, endlessly, patiently, under the wide blue sky.